It's just 3 weeks for SBI PO Prelims exam, and if you still don't feel very confident about your preparation, join our new course which is SBI PO Express Batch. Of course, we'll cover the concepts, the practice and also the discussion of mocks in these 3 weeks. Now this batch will include your preparation for both prelims and mains. English descriptive part can be a game-changing part in your exam. I will be of course teaching you both essay and letter writing, including the formats, the various practice of essay as well as letter writing and the topics. So enroll now. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Oliveboard's editorial session. So Sneha, Jaiprakash, Garima, Vel, Neha, all of you, very good morning. So guys, quickly, Vihari also is here. Okay, so please share the session and let others also know about it. Also tell me it's the audio and video. Okay, I can see a few unwanted chats which are always there. Well, I think it's there in almost all the free classes. Like I see it everywhere, so it's okay. Right. Yeah. Tell me, guys, audio video is okay? Video and audio is fine. Audio is low. Do you want me to plug in the earphones? Then I think it should be clear, right? Okay, I'll be loud and then you can see. Yeah, all okay. Sneha saying all okay, right? So firstly, talking about your editorial today, I got a lot of new good topics from various newspapers. Actually, I was confused which one to pick. Okay, so I've picked up a one which is a little different. Okay, Deepika is saying audio is fine. Okay, so yeah, okay, I'll be loud enough, but yeah, good enough. It is if it is all okay. Yeah. So I've picked up a different one today. We'll see the tone, of course. It's related to a very normal pollution. It is related to a very general topic which we usually get in essays also. Means the probability is more, right? Uh, Air pollution concern, but the article is written in a different way altogether. This one. So we'll start with it. So this one is from Financial Express, but I will also tell you, recommend you the suggested articles for the day which you have to read. The others, sorry, this is from Hindustan Times. So I'll tell you the other ones also which you can read, which you should read, which are different topics and interesting one. Okay, Sum, can we just block Abhay? Like, yeah. I'll move to the PPT. So to start with your topic for today, guys, before I begin, JK Bank PO, this is one course we are starting again, which is a short one. And yeah, the second one, which is again, that complete practice batch we are going to start, which is 19th December. So it is all LPS. It will be all LPS. Just check this out on the website, right? Now coming to pollution with why every 1% counts. This topic is from Hindustan Times, right? What I want you to understand is the tone firstly. So please read this thoroughly. The topic is not very new, but yeah, it is written with a different perspective here. Yes, VRE LPS batch will start from 19th, right? LPS batch will start from 19th. So yeah, we will have all the practice which is required for SBI PO. It will be just practice, okay? Okay, continue guys, continue reading this. Now stubble, you all know, right? Stubble burning, we have heard it. So when the farmers harvest, right, whatever is the remaining part of that harvest, that they burn. And that is a major cause. Whenever if you get to write about air pollution, you will definitely mention the major cause. And the major cause is stubble burning. You all should know it, right? If you get an essay on air pollution, definitely you will have to mention this. Now stubble is the short parts of corn, wheat, right? The leftovers, right? Left parts after harvest of corn, wheat, etc. Yeah, I have best articles, 3 articles that I will suggest for your read. Okay, today I have 3 more articles. So I was confused which one to take. Good articles in today's newspapers. I will tell you which ones to read, right? Episodic means which is in episodes, in installments, in parts. right? Aggravate means to make something more worse, to make something more serious, more worse, more bad, more serious, anything you can say. So what is the one statement you will give? Huh. Accentuate in font. Okay, Vishal, are you facing problem in reading? Just let me know, Vishal. Okay, yes. Okay, Debajit, I don't think it is totally criticizing. So wait for the entire passage, then you talk about the tone, right? Now see, now that stubble burning period is over, right? But air is still polluted. So writer is saying it is still toxic over past areas of the country, right? Vast parts means, of course, major areas like we need to talk what needs to be done. So three kinds of actions. Basically, writer is suggesting three kind of actions that are essential steps that can be taken, right? So against pollution, what are the three steps? So first is against stubble burning, then again local source of pollution, second one, right, which makes situation worse, and transformational action, third one, which will bring long term benefits. So transformational means a big change, obviously, for the long term. Whenever we say transformational anything, we have to transform, or transformational itself means something which will be for the long term. So three actions, or three kind of action the writer is talking about. Now all three levels of pollution management are critical. So all these are important levels. Basically he has divided three actions into levels, right? So all sources of pollution need to be addressed. Writer says this because all contribute to pollution, right? And they all say, the problem is they all say that they are only 1% of the problem, right? Now every 1% counts. If you see the topic also, he's saying every 1% counts. You cannot say it is just 1% of the problem. Every 1% is important. So we need steps, right, to control diesel from vehicles. Now car owners will say that this is 1% of the problem, right? If power plants are told to clean up or shut down, they will say 1% only pollution is out through power plants. Industry is told, they also say, oh, toxic air in the region is there, so only 1%. So cry foul, they will protest strongly, right? Cry foul means they will unnecessarily protest, they will protest strongly and say, what about action against garbage burning? So guys, each one is pointing fingers at another, but everybody has to understand that your 1% will matter a lot in the long term. In the long term overall effect, if you will say, it matters a lot. So cry foul means they protest strongly about a imagined situation, or of course, injustice, right? So basically they are crying foul, right? Complaining, you can say complaining, yeah, correct. Okay, so single drop makes an ocean, like well as correctly put it. Not everybody can blame each other, right? Now industry people cannot say that this is just 1%, what will you do about garbage burning, right? The car owners cannot say that we just commit 1%, so emit 1% of pollution, you asked power plants to shut down. So you cannot put blame saying it's just 1%. So three kind of actions are suggested, right? Now this is also the favorite ploy of governments. Ploy means, guys, ploy is something you say or do in order to get what you want, in order to get what you want. Basically you try to actually persuade someone, you try to convince them to do something according to you. That is basically ploy. So that is also a favorite ploy. They put the blame from center to state, that then from agency to agency, from one part to the other. You're understanding, right? So agency means a government department, or you can say a particular business. So they put just blame from one part to another. Now very important phrase is there, pass the buck. I think everybody would know the meaning here of this particular phrase. Pass the buck means you shift the responsibility. It's not my responsibility, it's not my job, right? So shift the responsibility for something to someone else. When you do that, you're passing the buck. Shift the responsibility, a responsibility of something from someone to someone else. To blame others, shifting of responsibilities. They're not ready to take their own responsibility of anything, right? every winter we continue to choke and we continue to hurt. So this is a scene which is like every winter we will read about stubble burning in the newspapers, we'll read about Delhi's air pollution in the newspapers, right? So we every winter this happens, we are unable to breathe, it hurts, right? We are choked, unable to breathe. Okay, when the weather turns adverse, right? When the weather is even more bad, it is not favorable. Adverse means it's not favorable, right? It is harmful, and the pollutants settle close to the ground. So even the past few years, whatever steps you have taken to reduce pollution, that will be negated, that will become zero. Negated means become zero, become null. This is because sources of pollution, the major problem is continue to grow, right? Roads, vehicles on the road increase, right? Now, and so of course the number of industries will increase, all this which will lead to pollution sources being increased, right? So you have to deal with each source. So first is stubble burning, of course, what farmers do, and which starts around October 15, right? So first, including Delhi, like you have to go one by one and you have to deal with each source, work around the problem of each source, right? Steps are needed from now till October to ensure that machines are there for stubble management. So first step, machines for stubble. This is the major problem, guys. If you get to write an essay on, please make sure you mention this point. If you get an essay on pollution, major cause what you will say is stubble burning. So machine should be available in every village. Farmers should get that, right? Free access to these machines so that they can turn their crop residue which is left over back into the land and not burn it. That is first step, right? And there are efforts underway. Means we are making efforts, right? We are trying, or we are using our ways. It's underway means it is in motion, right? We are into it, it is in motion, it is in progress, to use stubble to make compressed natural gas. So how to convert this without burning stubble, how to make it useful, that is more important. So these efforts need to be tracked. We need to make sure that these are implemented, or if these efforts we have started, we need to follow these efforts. Tracked means followed, prodded, pushed and implemented, right? So we need to track these efforts. Now prodded means we need to totally push or press somebody, or make sure that this happens. Prodding means when you try, or encourage that this should happen, right? These efforts should be encouraged and implemented. What is needed is deliberate steps and careful monitoring. So we need conscious efforts, we need compulsory steps, we need deliberate steps. Deliberate means which is done on purpose. We need planned steps, planned, right? Month after month. Now obviously after this period, when the stubble fire period is over, and again, even still, the quality of air in Delhi remains foul. It still remains bad. So it ranges between very poor and severe. Severe, you understand, serious. So you know the quality of air, right? We have index. So it still remains very poor to serious, right? Depending on what meteorologists call the ventilation index, right? So basically, depending on, you get a report, basically how is the quality, and you get report for each city, if I may say so. And for Delhi, particularly if you will see for Delhi, the report is usually poor to severe, even when this period is over, stubble burning period is over, right? Guys, who are meteorologists? We know this, right? Meteorology department meteorologist, who person who studies the weather, obviously. Weather report meteorology department gives, right? So person who studies the weather, right? So they tell us, they determine, they study the weather and they determine, they tell us the dispersion of pollutants, right? So how pollutants are dispersed, right? How they are distributed over the area, over a particular area, distributed. Okay. Okay. Next, according to AQI, which is National Air Quality Index, exposure to poor levels, if you're exposed to poor levels of air, it can get very serious, guys, if it is prolonged. If it extends for more than a particular period of time, if that exposure is prolonged, this can really harm your health, right? If it continues for a long time, prolong means if it continues for a long time, this can deteriorate, this can spoil your health, right? It can be very, very harmful, very hazardous, very harmful, right? And to fix this, to solve this, to fix this means to solve this in short term, each pollution hotspot means where there's major, dispersion, or dispersion of pollution. Okay, Raghavendra, I'll try to do that. By the way, I've got too many messages from you. I've already read. Okay, I'll take the class regularly. Don't worry. So this needs to be managed. There are 13 hotspots in the region currently. So with the highest pollution level. So there you have to put the management, right? So it can be because of construction and road dust, garbage burning, and then industries that spew pollutants from their stacks, right? Or that there can be traffic. So source of pollution is local also. So we need to go through the local agencies, talk to them, and it has to be systemic, right? It has to be planned again. It has to be, space, authorities have to be spoken to. This have to be connected with everybody. It has to be systemic, right? So what is systemic? Which is, of course, basic one, right? It is experienced by the entire country, not just part. So everything, everyone should come into picture, right? The reason is that garbage removed one day or road paved one day is then filled again, waste again, right? This is where we need maximum governance for maximum gain. All this will also not be enough. It will be like putting out small fires. So each day effort also will not be enough. So suppose today you remove garbage from an area, again the next day you will see it's there. Obviously these are small efforts, but these will not be enough. These will not be sufficient. So this is a very interesting idiom which is mentioned here, guys. Putting out small fires in a blazing forest. What does it mean? Blazing means again burning, right? The forest is burning, but in parts you are stopping the fire, right? So you're trying to stop the fire in parts when the entire forest is burning. So that will be like putting out small fires, right? So this is a complete idiom. Acha, spew in the previous one that we say spew out. So spew out means send out. In the previous one you are asking, right? Spew. We usually use spew out means send pollutants, send out pollutants. Spew means send out. Okay. Guys, understanding this, putting small efforts for a big problem. Garima, very good. When we say that we are putting small fires in a blazing, the entire forest is burning and you are just worried about the basically small fires, right? So we need action at speed and scale. So basically the issue is of scale, very important. So what steps are we taking, at what scale, at what level? When we say scale means what is the size of the steps we are taking. Scale means the size, the level, right? So the key is to handle the problem of coal burning in the region, in power plants, in so many industries which are scattered, distributed across the legal and illegal parts of Delhi, right? Okay, distributed, right? Delhi's ban on the use of coal is good, but then you have to, of course, they have moved to illegal and unauthorized areas in the city. So they still continue to use coal, which is the cheapest fuel, right? So again, which against natural gas, if you compare coal with natural gas, obviously coal is cheap, right? And natural gas is doubly and triply taxed. So guys, remember doubly and triply. So doubly and triply here are adverbs. Why do we use adverbs here? Because we are using the verb taxed. So double the tax people pay for that. Taxed here is a verb. So it becomes unaffordable. People can't afford it. We need a second gas revolution in the region. Compressed natural gas for vehicles got us first generation change. Now we need a fuel switch in all the sources for clean air. We need a second gas revolution. First one was, of course, we use CNG. Second, we need majorly and very, very quickly. So aside, this is Hindustan Times. Guys, understand, doubly and triply tax means it is double the price. The taxes are more for natural gas. Obviously, people will avoid it, right? This includes we need to use clean electricity for powering industries. But remember, if the power plant is dirty, now then obviously this will just shift the problem. Now the air shed is one, so the pollutants will come back to our lungs. This is why air pollution is a great equalizer. Okay, when is something as an used as an equalizer? What is an equalizer? Airshed, you understand, the part of atmosphere that behaves in a way, right? It talks about emissions. So airshed, it's a part of atmosphere. You will see, Google it, you will see images also. Airshed. It is a geographical area, right? Where there is topography, meteorology. You can where you can read the pollutants. You get the of course rank the sources of pollutants from one area. So pollution is a great equalizer. When do we say a particular thing is an equalizer, guys? A thing which has an equalizing effect, right? Of course, a passive effect and equalizer means again it will have an equal effect, right? So very very important. No, doublet and triplet are nouns. Yes, Jyotish. Okay, doubly and triply will become adverb. So your doubt is very very simple one. Doublet, triplet we call as nouns. Okay. So something that make things equal is an equalizer. Okay. So every 1%. So last one highlighting this line means every 1%. Everything is contributing equally. Every 1% count. You can't put the blame on others, right? Everything is contributing equally to pollution. We have to look at each source. You cannot say it's just 1%, just 1%. Okay, so this was a little different take on pollution I found. So I hope you got your words also, which are related to pollution, certain lines which will be important for your essay writing also, right? So a different take on pollution, a different way of, you can say writing the editorial or giving us suggestions. So episodic means which is in episodes, in installments, right? In separate parts, in episodes, in installments. Prolong, continue for a long period, something which continues for a long period. Okay, what is deliberate? Deliberate, we say deliberate attempt, which is planned, which you do deliberately, something which is planned, which is done on purpose, right? Something done on purpose. Negated, nullify, to make zero. So the effect is negated means it became zero. It is none, zero. Scattered, scattered all over the place, we say, right? So you can say, yes, distributed, spread over a large area. Simply, scattered is spread over a large area, right? So scattered. What will be the antonym? Something which is consistent. Scattered means covering a wide area, right? It's not dense. It is covering a wide area. It is spread. Okay. Now, guys, very important. Tone, what will you say today? It was, I think, writer's tone giving, it was like a lesson basically. It was giving a lesson according to me. The writer says that 1% also count. So stop blaming others, right? 1% also count. Stop blaming others, putting the blame on others, or start taking responsibility. So your 1% also counts. Whether it is car owners who say that, we just, of course, emit 1% of pollution, you talk to the power plant. So power plants say no, you go talk to farmers for stubble burning. They are responsible. So everybody says it's just 1% pollution we are doing. What about the rest? So every 1% counts, right? So what will you say? Some are saying descriptive, okay? Some are saying didactic. Ankesh says it is didactic. What else? I thought this will be a tone which is difficult to guess, which is a tricky one. What will you say? Is it negative? No. It is biased. It is favoring only one side. Bias means favors one side. No, it doesn't favor any one side, so it is not biased tone. Now which will you say? Informative, didactic, or descriptive? I have put very close options. Okay, so negative to nahi hai, so I cancel 4 and 5. Okay, guys, descriptive, I think more of details will be mentioned, right? Now again, suggestions are there, but informative will be just plain informing what is happening. So definitely not informative. I will cancel this also. Why? because information will be some event happened and the writer is telling about this that happened, just plain informing. So that is also not the case. Now out of these two, the confusion mostly will be there. Now tell me which, didactic or descriptive, which is more close? I think it is more close towards didactic tone this time. Yeah, we usually don't get paragraphs like this. Today it is didactic because it's like a moral lesson. It is like a moral lesson, like each one person, it says that 1% counts. Each of you stop putting the blame on others. Take responsibility for your action. Right? Yeah, it is kind of educating, Sweta. Very good. Kind of educating. It is giving a lesson, the kind of educating, giving moral lecture, moral lesson that you need to understand that everyone, one person counts and you cannot pass the blame. So it's not plain simple description or details mentioned. It's not just description or details. So we'll cancel this also. It is didactic today, right? It is didactic, and I'm happy like some of you were right in the first go, right? It is kind of educating, right? Now guys, very important, I have to write this. Please take a screenshot when I write, after I've written it. So 3 editorials which I really liked today. Obviously I can't take 3 in a day, so I could not. First one I would like to read, I would like you all of you to read is this one which I read in the morning. The foreign hand business again. You will find this in Financial Express. Okay, this was a good one. Next, something related to your economy or banking, I would say. Mild moderation. This one second, on retail inflation. Please read it. On retail inflation. I will tell you 3. 3 per day is suggested. So retail inflation, right? This is again an important one. This is from The Hindu. Third one which I want all of you to read is Tata Maharaja, which is obviously buy. Tata means buy here. Maharaja means Maharaja symbol, you remember? Which is for Air India's disinvestment. Air India. Maharaja is the branding they do, no? Air India's disinvestment. So how they have taken a practical approach, right? Towards and they have allowed disinvestment for this airline. So this is from Times of India, right? Okay, so these are 3 suggested, and 3 per day is minimum. I want you people to read 3 per day minimum. This is required. Editorials 3. These are good ones which I really liked. I would have taken, if I have the option or the choice to take at least 2, I would have taken from here. So these 3 for today you can read, right? So why I took today's editorial on pollution? Because it has a totally different tone than what we usually discuss. It had a very different tone which I wanted you to understand. Okay, hope you enjoyed this, guys. Always be present for this session and share it also. I hope you remember, of course, I showed you the slides for JK Bank and SBI PO practice batch that we are coming up with. Also, this Sunday, I have a special class, free class for all of you at 9 a.m. marathon session, complete revision of English for SBI PO. So, yeah, I wish to see you all for that session also, right? Thank you, and yeah, stay tuned with Oliveboard. Thank you all. Happy learning.
Hi guys, we are coming up with a new course that is going to cater to the upcoming J&K Banking Associate examination. This is a crash course that will help you out with the last minute preparation. We will be having 6 live practice sessions with the best of the faculties. We will be having combined strategy sessions for each of the sections. Apart from that, you will also have a live class for the memory-based paper, and you will be shared the PDF after every class. You also have the access to all the video lectures of the concepts. What are you waiting for? Join now. You can also access this course with low data bandwidth.
गाइस, हर बैंकिंग एस्पिरेंट का सपना होता है एसबीआई में जॉब करने का, और उसकी वैकेंसीज आ चुकी हैं और लगभग सिर्फ 3 हफ्ते बचे हैं उसके प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम के लिए। अगर अभी भी आपने प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट नहीं की है तो गाइस ओलिव बोर्ड्स एसबीआई पीओ एक्सप्रेस बैच ज्वाइन करें अभी। इसमें आपको मिलेंगे लाइव प्रैक्टिस सेशंस, मॉक्स, लाइव क्लासेस, डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशंस। इसके साथ आपको यहां पर मिलेंगे डिस्क्रिप्टिव और ऐसे के लिए अलग से क्लासेस। सो गाइज मेक श्योर कि अगर आप प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं तो एसबीआई पीओ एक्सप्रेस बैच ओलिवबोर्ड का जरूर